Hi, 5th grade. So, if you've been paying attention to the announcements this month, you know that April is National Poetry Month, and teachers have been saying poems every single day on the announcements. Well, today you get to write your own poem about spring, but we are going to be writing specifically a haiku poem. Now, if you have never heard of a haiku before, I am going to explain it to you. A haiku is an unrhymed 3-line poem. So the words at the end do not need to rhyme, and it's only 3 lines. It's based on a traditional Japanese poetic form, and although that there are different ways to write haikus, the traditional pattern is to do 5 syllables on line 1, 7 syllables on line 2, and 5 syllables on line 3 again. It will look like this. Usually haiku poems are about seasons or nature, so we are writing one today about springtime since it is April. Here's an example poem about another season, winter. Winter is coming, snow will be arriving soon. We should rake the leaves. Now, as you see here, we have our different syllables segmented out. Hey, it's editing Miss Dudesick here. If you are using headphones, which you should be, lower your volume a little bit because I'm going to be clapping out the syllables and I feel like it's going to get loud in your headphones and I don't want anyone to hurt their little ears. Thank you. Winter is coming. That's 5 syllables. Snow will be arriving soon. That's 7 syllables. We should rake the leaves. That is 5 syllables. So your poem is going to be following the same format. So now you are going to get creative, and with your sheet, you are going to be brainstorming. Starting with this sheet, the blue text, you are going to take a second right now and think about anything that makes you think of spring and anything you like about spring. Take about 1 to 2 minutes and just jot some words or phrases that instantly come to your mind. So some words that came to my mind were warm breeze, birds chirping, I hear them now actually outside, flower buds, rainbows, rain, dew on the grass in the morning, spring showers, bunnies of course, fresh smelling air, grass, ducks, butterflies, anything that I could think of. I just had a brain dump and I jotted it all down. If you think of any more right now, go ahead and add them. Out of all of these, I really like the flower buds. I just love flowers and I think that's what I want to write my poem about. So now you are going to think about your favorite topic stated above. Go ahead and just take a second to close your eyes and picture the outside in the springtime when you might see that. What do you hear? What do you maybe smell? Specifically, I am describing flowers blossoming. That's what I want to focus on my spring poem. It's an event that happens in spring. Yours might be an animal. Yours might be an insect. Now, what do you see in here? Well, I see a small flower slowly opening and coming out of the ground from my family's garden. I hear birds chirping and flying back, and I can see brown soil that the flower is coming out of. Of course, this is way too long for a poem, yet less a haiku, so we have to make it a little bit shorter using less words, so choose your favorite ones. I chose small flower, ground, springtime is coming, and I know that springtime is coming because the birds are flying back and I see the flower. You are going to write a draft of your haiku. Let me show you mine first, and then you can go ahead and begin. My draft is one small flower pops up from the brown soil ground. Spring is on its way. Do you see any mistakes with my haiku? One small flower. Wait a second. One small flower. That's only 4 syllables and I need 5. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to think about that one. Next, pops up from the brown soil ground. Pops up from the brown soil ground. That's 7. Okay, cool. Spring is on its way. And that's 5. However, I can make this better. It's not descriptive. It's not giving me figurative language. The best part about haikus is that they typically use personification. Personification is when something is given human qualities. So if you said that the trees danced in the rain, are the trees dancing? No, but it looks like it because the rain's hitting the leaves and they're bouncing up and down. The flowers were begging for water. Please water me. No, but they looked like it because they were browning, they were wilting, right? So personification is giving human-like characteristics or qualities or traits or actions that they can't actually do, but humans can, but it still makes sense. This is figurative language and it's going to help make your haiku so much better. I revised this. I changed small to tiny. I thought of a synonym, and it just so happens that synonym added one more syllable. One tiny flower. Now I'm at 5 syllables. So you might need to rethink a few words and think about rephrasing them to meet the syllable mark. Pops its head up from the ground. So I changed this, pops up from the brown soil ground, to pops its head up from the ground. Because obviously flowers don't have like heads, human heads, but I'm envisioning it being like, hello, it's spring, here I am, right? So that's why I changed this. And then the last one, spring is on its way, I kept the same. So there is my final poem. Now here are some examples from my students last year. You are not allowed, obviously, to copy them, but I thought it would help your thinking so you're not just thinking about flowers, because there's so much in spring that you could write about. It is majestic. Butterflies are amazing. It is symmetric. Now this one's awesome because it rhymed. You do not have to rhyme, but you are welcome to. Spring is here. The birds sing loudly. Germinating flowers come. People are happy. Some trees have big leaves. They have big, beautiful trunks. Trees look cool in spring. Here are your must-do, may-dos. Must-do, you need to write your draft on the paper that you were given here. And then you are going to type it in Google Classroom ELA document. Now, when you open up the document, it is important to note that it is already centered for you. You want to keep it centered right here. And you want to think of a title for your poem. So I'm going to say, now any title you want to bold. You will type your haiku below. Do not come up to me and say, Ms. Dudesick, I'm done. Ms. Dudesick, I typed it. You know how I'm going to know? If you hit the turn in button on that assignment, I can go and see who is done, read through it, and then if it looks good to me and the syllables are correct and the poem overall is well formatted, I will print it. While you are waiting for my approval, you don't have to come up to me, please remember. You can color the rainbow on the stool and cut it out because we are going to be gluing our little poems on the center, similarly to what Mr. Trinko's class has already started if you saw it on his window. If you're waiting for me to print it and check it and all of that, color your rainbow. If you're done coloring your rainbow, you can glue the poem on if I printed it out. But if not, and you're still waiting, but you colored your rainbow, you can work on your fiction narrative. It will be due tomorrow on Tuesday. You can also work on your cover page and about the author. This is going to be due on Wednesday. These are both in Google Classroom ELA. If you did this on a separate doc, make sure you share it with me. Or you can read and do IXL if you are all done with that. I am excited to hear your poems, and I hope you get creative with it.